WBNE.
Howdy, yokes. Before we get started today, we just want to let you know that this episode of Bacon and Eggs is brought to you by our patrons. We want to be this big old podcast thing, this big thing. And as you may have seen, we just launched WBNE, and you can find all the great stuff at WBNE.org. But this episode is brought to you by our patrons, and we want to be able to make more episodes for our patrons, and we can't do it alone. If you enjoyed this episode and want more Bacon and Eggs, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/baconandeggs. Check out the $5 tier. That is by far the most popular tier, and that gets you access to the Hash Browns, which is the show after the show, and it gets access to our Discord server, which is like a super fun, magical place for you to hang out with Ethan and myself and a whole bunch of other creators and a whole bunch of other patrons, and the community is just absolutely wonderful, and we'd love to hang out with you there. Or if you don't care about that, you still get the Hash Browns, and those are super fun and funny, like last week where we rolled a D&D character, and this week where I have no idea what we're going to do, but we'll find out pretty soon. You can hear all the behind the scenes moments that go into making an episode by checking that out. We could really use your help to make this podcast the best it can possibly be, so thank you so much for donating, and thank you even more for listening. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're busting ghosts.
Or maybe we're just violating laws set down by the EPA.
So are you the keymaster?
Because I'm the gatekeeper.
And today we're bringing you
Ghostbusters. I think he was the Keymaster.
I think he's the Keymaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you read the "Are you the Keymaster?" in the Rick Moranis voice.
Oh, dang it. Anyway, Ghostbusters, directed by Ivan Reitman, released June 8th, 1984, just shy of 13,000 days ago, freeing in at 12,990 days ago. But maybe 13,000 the day this comes out. I don't know when this is coming out. I think it's about then.
Okay.
It had a $25 million budget. It made $295.7 million worldwide. It got a 97% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes and an 88% audience rating and a 71 on Metacritic.
Woo! Woof.
71 on Metacritic is sad.
Yeah, well, Metacritic didn't love... This is one of those ones where you see the difference between Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. Because, like, a bunch of people giving, everybody giving it a 7 on Metacritic is a 70. Everybody giving a 7 on Rotten Tomatoes is 100.
Right, exactly. We're looking at mean, median, and mode today.
Mean, median, and mode.
Welcome to Algebra 2. I'll be your teacher, Mr. Algebra.
Hi, my name is Doug Algebra. I invented algebra.
Do you say that like it's not? Our high school had a Miss Sign and a Mr. Powers. Those are both math teachers.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're math teachers. They didn't invent math.
They invented math. Well, I didn't say I invented math. I just said that my name was Mr. Algebra, and I would be your teacher.
I'm just going back to the part of the Adventure Zone where Justin rolled like a 20 to beat Griffin at a game and said that the inventor of math was Doug Math. Because he rolled a 20 on his history check, which is like, I, Justin, would not know, but Taco would know who invented math in this world.
Yes.
Doug Math.
Do you have a positive or a negative review for this movie from a real professional critique?
I have a negative review from Linda Maslin of the New York Times, who decided to bust up Ghostbusters in 2003.
I think it was published on their website in 2003 because I actually found the original article and it was 1984 that she wrote it.
Oh, well, yeah. Fine. They got a website. Look at them. 2003 having a website. It's almost like they're a huge newspaper.
Yeah, we got one of those in 2019. Well, we've had it for a while, but now we have it again.
Anyway, Linda Maslin said, there's more attention to special effects than to humor, which just isn't true about this movie.
There's no special effects at all.
Special effects are horrendous.
Star Wars has been out at this point. Star Wars looked much better.
Yeah, so did Jaws.
Oh, yeah, Jaws.
Special effects in this movie are absolutely horrendous. It's part of the charm, some might say.
I would definitely say it's part of the charm that the special effects look absolutely terrible.
Look like garbage, yeah.
I love all the scenes where you can tell they just shook the camera and they were like, okay, actors, shake.
Yeah. Ivan Reitman, man. That guy.
What else did he make? Anything worthwhile?
Let's see. Filmography. He loves Bill Murray's because he did Meatballs, Stripes, and Ghostbusters in that order. All Bill Murray movies. Kindergarten Cop. He made Dave. And Draft Day, 2014.
There you go. Everybody loved Draft Day.
He is not making Ghostbusters Afterlife. He's producing it, but not directing it. You know who's directing it? His son, Jason Reitman.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yep, his kid who did Juno and Thank You for Smoking and Up in the Air
And Whiplash.
and no.
His name, when his name pulls up, Whiplash comes up. I don't know why.
Well,
executive producer.
Okay, that's
So,
like
paid
executive
money
delivery
for it.
boy, right? That's the that's the Futurama joke.
Yes, got to sit in a chair, made no decisions.
Actually, I think executive producer means that he like works for the company that made it.
I thought executive producer was like paid. I guess could mean the same thing. I really don't know what an executive producer does.
So like Brad Pitt has production credits on a bunch of stuff because he owns a production company.
So do I. It's called A24. Have you heard of it?
You do not own A24.
Up in the Air. Ooh, I loved that movie.
Yeah, Jason Reitman's great, but he is making Ghostbusters Afterlife. Can be a father-son affair.
You think it's gonna be good?
I have no idea. Maybe.
If it's good, we'll cover it on this show. If it's not, I probably won't bother.
Yeah, that's probably true. Anyway, let's talk about Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So Tyler, you texted me yesterday and said that this is the best movie ever made.
Okay. So that was perhaps some hyperbolic statement right there. Hyperbole. But it is much, much better than I remember. I remember turning the movie on and being like, I bet that this aged poorly. And it just didn't.
It just didn't. It's not problematic at all. Like
yeah, Bill Murray's hitting on younger women the whole time, but like it's not even like a problem. It's just like that's his character.
Yeah. Also, like Sigourney Weaver's not particularly, a spring chicken.
Well, I'm at the first scene, I guess, is what I was referring to there. When he has the college girl in his classroom.
Yeah.
And he's just torturing the young
Yeah.
guy.
Like Sigourney Weaver had already been in Aliens like 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver's great.
Yeah, as Dana/Zool.
Zool. I do remember thinking that Rick Moranis was in it more than he was. But I also think that like when I was watching this, I also thought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was the second one.
I did too.
So when that happened, I guess the second one is the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, I had that thought as well though, because it was just, we were getting so far into the movie and I was like, maybe the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man thing is the second one. And I was like, nah, there's no way they did Slimer and the picture and the Statue of Liberty.
I don't remember the second one.
In the second. Well, the second one has like a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does it really?
It's like a 50.
I would not have known this. Oh my goodness. Question about the I don't want to hang up on this, but question about the canon of Ghostbusters is where does the 2016 version fall?
I have no idea.
Is it the same story? Is it not? I don't know.
I really don't know. I know that, so I don't think anybody involved in this had anything to do with that one.
No?
Let me check.
Well, the pictures look identical. It looks like a...
Right, I think it's it's supposed to be like a shot-for-shot remake of the first one.
I'd be curious. I haven't even...
So, like, canonically, I think it happens. I don't think it happens canonically. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I don't think it's part of the story.
Okay. I'd be curious to see it. It's got decent reviews here.
Oh, it's terrible.
Is it terrible?
It's absolute garbage.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's horrendous.
I'd be curious. I have no idea. I genuinely don't know.
Nobody likes this movie.
I don't think that's true. It's got a 74%.
I've never met a single person who liked this movie.
Huh.
Anyway, yeah, so basically, it didn't cost them a ton of money to make the Ghostbusters remake thing, the 2016 one. It was a $144 million budget, but then they spent like another like $250 million promoting it, and it only grossed $229 million, so it lost the studio $125 million.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I told you, nobody likes this movie, Tyler.
I'm curious. I still want to see it because I really liked this movie a lot more than I expected.
Neato burrito, Cheeto.
Neato burrito, Cheeto. Okay, yokes. Just for those of you who are paying very close attention, Ethan, there was like a 6-hour break between
6-hour gap there. Yeah, that was, it happens.
It happens. There was a little technical difficulty, and then the technical difficulty led to real life difficulty.
And then it just became, things happened. These things do happen.
But I'm still in Disney World. So actually, today, Thursday, if you're listening to this the day it came out, I'm building a lightsaber.
Nice. You excited
Nothing
about
better
that?
than, oh my God. That is what I'm most excited about. So Emily's going to come accompany me while I build my lightsaber, and I will accompany her while she builds her droid. And I don't want to tell you what those activities cost, but
I know exactly what those activities cost.
But I am very excited for them.
It is worth every penny.
I agree. I feel like if you're going to go, just do it. Just like if you can, then do.
Go and do.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
So Lady
Go
Ghostbusters. On. Oh, no. No. You did not.
Go on.
So anyway, Lady Ghostbusters, I feel like a lot of people... I feel like people liked this movie. I feel like I remember seeing a certain... I will. I feel like seeing a certain segment of film Twitter being like, yeah, this is an excellent movie.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, like, there's no way that it's not. Certainly, this is... Certainly, this is a good movie that people like.
Controversial tweet.
Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know, Ethan. I didn't get to see the movie. I still haven't seen it in the past 6 hours. I could have. I sat down and I watched the first 8 episodes of the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show, which I will admit is not as good as The Mandalorian.
It's got to be a better use of your time, though.
You know what's crazy is I tried watching it long enough ago that I would have been like sleeping over at my parents' house. So 3 or 4 years ago, I tried watching the pilot and I was like, this is like such a stupid formulaic show. It's just like battle, resolution, the end. Kind of like Fairly Odd Parents, but I was already an adult, so I wasn't wowed by, oh my God, Timmy broke the rules. What's going to happen?
Oh my God. Da rules.
Da rules. But I actually watched the pilot today and I was like, this is kind of genius. Like Yoda's going to show these clone troopers how 3 people and a Jedi could defeat an entire droid battalion. But also I have much more sense for the Star Wars.
Well, 3 people and a Jedi can do whatever they want when that Jedi is Yoda.
I know, right? Especially like if you watch the pilot to this show, Yoda really dials back his Force ability.
I'm sure.
Like he could have very easily just like whoop and just destroyed everybody, but oh yeah, he had to get somebody injured.
Force you must bring.
Yeah. Ghostbusters 1984. I was.
Can we start referring to it that way? That's the Wonder Woman, isn't it? Like that's how that.
Yeah. I saw Wonder Woman was in it. Did you not see Gal Gadot in this movie?
I cannot wrap my head around the fact that it is actually pronounced like that.
I cannot either.
It just refuses to work.
My brain is like, there's no way. Because like when she signed up for the Screen Actors Guild, was she not like, yeah, it's Gadot? Just I'm doing that now. That's what it is.
Right. It's like you gotta pick that.
Yeah.
You could have gone by like Scrubbing Bubbles McConverse.
Is that your actor name? Is that your stage name?
Yeah, that's me. Yep. If you ever see that.
Bubbles McConverse. This is directed by my friend Ethan. And actually, it was directed by Scrubbing Bubbles McConverse. Everybody knows about SBMC. Everybody knows that guy. Everybody knows that guy. He's a great guy.
Go on.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I cackled watching this movie. Bill Murray is so funny.
Oh, this is right at the peak of Murray.
This and Caddyshack are like best Murray.
Yeah, I mean, you got some quintessential, just from all 4 of them, but you got some quintessential quotes in this movie.
Yeah, you really. I think what got me the most. I don't know. It's PG enough, right?
Yeah.
Was it when the EPA guy? They're all getting like they're talking to. I don't know. Is it the mayor? Who are they talking to?
Yeah, the mayor, New York City mayor.
The mayor. And they're like, well, Dickless here. Is this true? Yes, this man has no dick.
It is true. This man has no dick.
Oh, man.
I mean, this is where the don't cross the streams comes from.
Oh, yeah. I love the...
Ernie Hudson look at Dan Aykroyd straight in the face and saying, Ray, when somebody asks you if you're a god, say yes.
There's the scene outside of the university. Oh my gosh, what does Bill Murray say? It's like this, like, I believe in, call it karma, call it fate, call it what you will, but I don't know. They like just got fired and then drinking booze outside of the university. It made me laugh. It's all context. It's all delivery.
Yeah.
It's all timing. It's all perfect comedy.
Real Wrath of God type stuff. Yeah, cats and dogs, human sacrifices, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. It's a classic. I mean, it's Ghostbusters. Like, it has remained so for so long. Dan
Aykroyd saying, "You never been out of college. You don't know what it's like out there. They expect results."
Yeah, working for the university, you never have to prove anything.
Oh my god, I love the like constant talk about accounting in the movie. That like is like a recurring theme. Like Rick Moranis plays an accountant, and they talk about like the interest rate on the third mortgage that they pull out.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
Just so you know, the interest on this just this year alone is $95,000. God, man, it's just hard to believe this is the same Dan Aykroyd from the Blues Brothers, like 4 years before this.
Yeah, that is hard to believe.
Because he's such a different character.
Yeah, we're on a mission from God.
Bill Murray, I mean, I'm not like saying that Bill Murray is limited or anything, but Bill Murray sort of always plays Bill Murray, you know?
Oh yeah, that's the point. Is that Bill Murray plays Bill Murray?
You hire Bill Murray to be Bill Murray.
Yeah, it's the Goldblum effect.
Yeah, I would say less so for Bill Murray than Jeff Goldblum, but yeah.
What do you mean?
I think Bill Murray has more range than Jeff Goldblum.
You're saying like Jeff Goldblum like is only one character?
Yeah, he played Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park and was just like that was good. I'm gonna do that. Okay, thank you.
We're gonna phone that one in from now on.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pretend to do this. My brain is off for the next 40 years. Like, whatever. We're good. I'm Jeff Goldblum. Even like earlier this year when they were like, oh, they're removing Spider-Man from the MCU, and Jeff Goldblum's like, no, they can't do that. It's Spider-Man.
Oh my.
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Ethan, I do have an update on something totally unrelated to any of the exciting news in our lives and unrelated to Disney World also. I went to Wendy's this evening.
Yeah?
I got a Diesel Baconator.
Diesel Baconator.
A number 2. Now there's like the Dave Single, Dave Double, and then number 2 is like Baconator or Son of Baconator.
Son of Baconator, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, do you want a Baconator or a Baconator 87? And I was like, a Diesel, please. Yeah. What?
I'll get that full octane Baconator.
Yeah. Give me a real Baconator. Why is this should be a different menu item?
It used to be.
Yeah. It used to be Dave's Single was 1, Dave's Double was 2, Dave's Triple. Was there a Triple?
Yeah. Triple was 3.
Triple was 3.
And then Baconator was 4.
And there was
number
no
4,
Son of Bacon.
No mayonnaise.
Now it's a number 2, Diesel, mayonnaise it up.
There's been a Son of Baconator for a long time. They just never asked you about it. You had to like special order it. Not special order, like it was on the menu. It was there, but it was never like, you know, do you want the Son of Baconator or the regular Baconator? It's like, I said a Baconator. I want a Baconator.
Right. Yeah.
There used to be a triple Baconator.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They did. They could. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they forgot to ask whether or not they should.
That's insane.
Triple Baconator. I've never had one. I have had like a triple stack.
Dave's Triple would be a triple stack, right?
No. The triple stack is like the little guy.
The
double stack is the little guy.
So my regular order at a Wendy's is a 4 for $4 plain junior bacon cheese, and then add to that order crispy chicken grill wrap.
So the double stack is the junior bacon cheese
with a second
double.
patty.
Yeah, with a second patty and no bacon.
Okay. You know what I've come to realize the more burgers I eat is I almost would prefer no bacon.
Yeah, I get down with that, tell you the truth. Yeah.
I love bacon. This is Bacon and Eggs, Movie Lovers Podcast. I go by the moniker Bacon in some circles. I love bacon. It's good breakfast food, but it isn't always what I want to pair with my ground beef. I'm not always like, you know what? Give me some cow and pig. Sometimes I just want
recently
cow.
I had the most no, it was actually decent. It wasn't, I was going to say it was the most disgusting hamburger I've ever had in my life, but like, it was good. It just disgusted me by its sheer existence. So I went to Burger King at like 2:00 in the morning recently because I was somewhere and my option that I pulled off at was like a closed gas station or a Burger King.
Why would you ever go to a Burger King?
Because my other option was a gas station that wasn't open.
I go to the next exit.
I needed... Somehow this Burger King was open at 2:00 in the morning, and I needed to pee.
I would pee on the gas station.
So I went inside, and I got a Bacon King.
No,
which
I don't like that.
What I thought was just going to be a Baconator. But imagine if a Baconator was exactly the same as the Baconator is, only the size of a Whopper.
Is a Whopper big? I've never had a Whopper.
A Whopper is a Baconator. It's like approximately, the patty on a Whopper is about approximately the size of an IHOP pancake.
So it's like wide?
It's just, yeah, it's like big. It's a big patty.
Okay.
There were 2 of those patties and bacon and cheese and ketchup, and it was delicious. It was the best Burger King burger I've ever had in my life. It was like char grilled. It was like nice. It was a good Baconator burger or good Burger King burger, but it was so big, and they sold it to me for like $7.
Oh yeah, I left Wendy's today. I had spent $17.45.
Yeah. Wendy's is expensive.
Yeah. If you get like an actual menu item, why would you do
Wendy's
that?
Wendy's is either expensive or insanely cheap.
Yeah, if you do a 4 for $4 like you're supposed to, it's $4.
Yeah, but then you don't get a diesel sandwich.
No, you don't get a diesel sandwich. You get a small sandwich and not enough chicken nuggets.
You get 4 chicken nuggets. 4 Wendy's chicken nuggets, which they want to talk crap on McNuggets all they want. Wendy's nuggets are made out of chicken paste.
Yeah, but the spicy nugs, oh man.
Oh, spicy nugs are awesome, for sure.
Yeah.
I want Hardee's to bring back the spicy tenders. I kid you not, man, when Hardee's had the spicy tenders, I was at Hardee's like every other day.
This is a true story. I think Hardee's tenders are overrated.
Oh, you're just incorrect.
I know a lot of people disagree with me there, but the Hardee's tender just isn't what I expect from a Hardee's. Especially when you go to Hardee's, you have so many good burger options. Why would you get a tendy?
Because you can get chicken tenders and fries and a drink for $5 of God's dollars.
Oh, I know you can. I did that the other day.
You get a 5-piece chicken tender, a fry, and a drink. And if you order like a triple bacon, double mega uber Fortnite thick burger
with a code for Fortnite to get a new outfit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like this is 14,000 calories and it cost me $27. Like there's no middle ground at Hardee's. It's like you get a hot ham and cheese for 45 cents and a cigarette, or you get a thick burger for everything that's in your bank account. There is no middle ground.
Yeah, you either know how to work their menu or you don't.
They get you get the $3.50 big bag lunch, which no matter what you order comes with a hot ham and cheese and also an apple pie. Hardee's for construction workers. Do you want to order the construction worker special? It's only available from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m.
You know what's crazy is when I worked construction, we went to Hardee's like every freaking day.
Yeah, that's what the combo they have is just like the work site special.
Oh yeah, it's so good, man. Even out there jackhammering stuff, ain't nothing better than a big old greasy burger.
A hot ham and cheese.
And you know the calories don't count when you jackhammering because that step counts through the roof.
All right, let's get back to Ghostbusters. Wait, actually, no, you never told me the story. What was it about this burger?
It's so good. It had mayo, had ketchup, it had
So you just
bacon.
want to tell me about a good Wendy's burger?
I wanted to ask you a question about Wendy's burgers. Do you know why they're square?
Why?
Because they don't cut corners.
I hate this.
I hate your roadcaster. Oh my gosh.
I love this so much. I promise you, as soon as I got it working, I'd be very annoying for one episode.
Dear listener, thank you for listening to our episode on Ghostbusters. So far, we have not talked about Ghostbusters for more than 4 minutes of what is now, I don't even know how long, 32 minutes of podcast.
Something like that. Let's get back to
Ghostbusters. Did you know that the guys in it?
By the way.
Ghostbusters? Yeah.
Ghostbusters is a good one. Satisfying to say.
Yeah. RottenTomatoes.com. It was open on my other computer.
What do you need it for?
I need embarrassingly enough, I need the cast.
That's where you go to Rotten Tomatoes to look up the cast?
No, but actually, you know what? IMDb would actually be helpful for all of this. Did you know when we started this show, we had like not a script, but an outline of like, we're going to talk about this and then this and then this and then this.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like how on earth we would implement that?
No, we used to record for like 3 hours.
It was a long time.
It was just our night. Like
it still is. I typically, if I know I'm recording, especially if we're doing hash browns, which we try to do every week, I basically tell Emily, I'm like, I'm busy from now until tomorrow.
That's fair.
Okay,
so what cast related questions do you have?
I always forget the name of Harold Ramis. Ramis.
Harold Ramis, yeah.
Harold Ramis. Yeah, that's all. That's all I needed.
He's Egon.
Yes.
I just love how they introduce it. It's like, I'm Dr. Venkman, this is Dr. Stantz, he's Egon.
I love how
they call him Spangs a lot.
Constantly quipping on each other. I what I don't love, big complaint. Peter Venkman, Raymond Stantz, Dana Barrett, Egon Spangler, all very hard to remember names.
I mean, I would agree with you if it wasn't the cast of Ghostbusters.
But that's the thing, is when they did the Ghostbusters costumes in Stranger Things, they were arguing over who was going to be who.
Yeah, and it was a hilarious bit because everybody immediately placed the names with the characters.
See, but it got me. I was like, no, I don't have the characters that
you got.
I did get. I'm
going to insert DJ Khaled saying, "Congratulations, you played yourself."
You don't have a button for that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh man,
I only have 8 buttons. Go on.
Did you know? I'm reading some IMDb trivia to you to try to stimulate some conversation. In the middle of the film's initial release, to keep interest going, Ivan Reitman ran a trailer that was basically the commercial the Ghostbusters used in the movie, but the 555 number was replaced with a 1-800 number, allowing people to actually call in. And they got a recorded message of Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd saying that they were out catching ghosts, and they got 1,000 calls per hour, 24 hours a day for 6 weeks.
I believe it. I mean, they made $300 million.
In 1984, people didn't just go to the cinema in 1980. It wasn't Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars was over.
Yeah, people were like, well, no more Star Wars. What are we're gonna get our kicks now? Because this Bill Murray. You know what I thought was interesting about this movie is the vantage point of New York that they take. It's like it makes New York almost look like a small city.
Yeah, like they just know the mayor and like everybody's buddy and like
right.
But I mean, I guess if you started running down ghosts all over New York City, you would become like a local celebrity. If you're a local celebrity in New York, you're a real celebrity.
Yeah, you're like a real person. I bet they would have a decent amount of Instagram followers.
If the Ghostbusters were alive and real?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be influencers.
Can you imagine? Be like, when we're not out catching ghosts, we use HelloFresh.
I mean, that would be the thing, though, is like, in this day and age, it would spawn a whole, like, ghost-related... You'd be a paranormal influencer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know how many podcasts there would be?
About busting ghosts?
No, about busting ghosts, about talking to ghosts, ghost-related podcasts.
Do you know how many ghost-related podcasts there are?
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine if ghosts were real?
All I'm saying is the paranormal genre is not hurting already. So, yeah.
But if we had confirmed paranormal activity daily in New York
that you could like trap in a box.
Yeah, a big old ghost box.
Yeah, there would be some demand to talk to ghosts. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
You ever met a ghost?
Not personally.
Impersonally, have you?
I mean, no, but I know people that I know people that have stories that they legitimately can't explain.
We had Ghost Car.
Well, what was Ghost Car?
You don't remember Ghost Car? Ghost Car showed up to a bunch of people in our high school when we were in high school. If you drove on the Parkway at a certain time of night, you've seen Ghost Car. I've seen
multiple Ghost Cars. I was wondering which Ghost Car you were talking about.
The one on the Parkway, where it's like you drive, if you got on the Parkway by Walmart and you went away from the Star when that was still open and you just drove, there would be like a car that would show up and its headlights would be on, and then it would go over a hill and there'd be no exits or anything, but when you came over the hill, it'd be no car.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So there's a out in Yorktown, there's I can't remember what it's called. There's a road with like a ghost orb where like
the bridge.
Hundreds. What?
There's a ghost bridge in Yorktown, right?
Ghost bridge in Yorktown, and there's like a floating orb, and like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people have seen this phenomenon. Like I never went out there because why would I do that?
Why would I mess with ghosts?
Yeah, why would I mess with ghosts? And that's the thing is like I've never met a ghost personally, but I definitely can't say I don't believe in ghosts.
I think it's a tough call, truly. But I think
there are just too many separate but shared experiences out there.
I would agree with that, but I would also say that it is very easy to play up. So I think if there's paranormal activity, there's also, for every one genuine paranormal experience, there are
thousands of fake ones. Yeah,
thousands,
absolutely.
Like 1,000.
Absolutely the case. Zach Baggins needs a job.
Yeah.
Like I've watched a lot of ghost TV shows.
Yeah, big ghost TV guy?
No, I'm not, but I've hung out with people that are. But like there's so many instances where people will like... people who've never met, never talked to each other, will share the same story to like, a mutual acquaintance or whatever. They're super similar and they have no reason to collude, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think the ideology of it would not be this pervasive if there was not like, I hesitate to say evidence. I don't know. It's complicated. It's a complicated thing.
It's tough to say for sure. No doubt about that. But also like, I don't know. I don't know what that would... I don't know. I have no idea what I'm trying to say. What are you trying to say?
That I have no proof that ghosts aren't real.
Okay. Okay. Glad we're on the same page there.
Like, I have no proof they are, but I also have, like, there's been no indisputable evidence of, like, disproving ghosts.
Yeah, but I don't think you could, that's like saying you can't, I'm trying to think of another example. That's like saying you can't prove there's not life inside of Mars. Like, well, yeah, but you can't check.
I mean, they're trying to check right now.
I mean, like, inside of Mars. And Mars is like an inverted planet.
I mean, there's 100% ghosts on Mars. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah. Hold on, yeah, well, as long as we got that conversation going.
Do you ever, you took Matheson's class, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the freaking short story that we read by the guy that wrote Fight Club, where everybody, when they die, went to Venus?
You are speaking this memory into my brain.
It's Chuck Palahniuk, however you pronounce it.
Obsolete.
And, what'd you say?
It's called Obsolete.
Is it?
Yep.
That doesn't sound right. I remember basically, like, they sent a probe to Venus and realized that, like, every living soul ever existed on Venus as, like, an afterlife, and people just started, like, rampantly killing themselves.
Yes, this was a gamble, getting everyone to Venus together. But now that death was dead, humanity really had nothing to lose. That was the headline in the last issue of the New York Times. Death is dead. USA Today called it the death of death. Death had been debunked, like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy. Now life was the only option, but now it felt like an endless, eternal, perpetual trap.
Yep, 100%. I don't know what, I mean, I guess we're talking about ghosts. That's what made me think of that. But it was one of those things that, like, I don't think I remembered existed until right now.
Oh, I mean, you spoke this into my brain. There's a good chance you went back in time in the future from now, and, like, sat down in that class and were like, hey, you should read this book.
It's a short story.
Yeah, it's a short story.
Yeah, it's like a few pages.
Yeah, it's on horrorstoriesvault.blogspot.com.
It's just it depicts a very, very casual apocalypse.
Yeah, basically the idea behind it is if you could prove an endless afterlife, then your time on Earth is like a waste of time.
Yeah, completely meaningless. And it follows one girl who decides that it's not.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, that's the thing that happened. Ghosts and stuff.
Ghosts. I feel like we got real deep there for this intentionally not too deep episode
this very funny movie about ghosts and stuff.
How did you watch it? Did you buy it or did you rent it? Or did you steal it on the internet?
I did buy it, actually.
I also bought it. I pulled it up in iTunes. It was like $7.99 to own.
$7.99 to buy, $3.99 to rent. I was like, I'm gonna watch this more than once. I'm just gonna
have this from now on.
I have a digital copy of Ghostbusters floating around my iTunes library.
Yep. I have no idea how to work that. I have like 1,000 computers. I have my desktop and then my like pro laptop.
Oh, you just go into iTunes. It's inescapable. I bought Scott Pilgrim versus the World on iTunes. Like a year after it came out.
Yeah.
And it's just been stalking me ever since then.
Every time you plug it into your car,
it just
Pilgrim
pulls up on every device ever. And it's like, do you want to download Scott Pilgrim versus the World? Like,
do you?
I mean, no. It's 2019. Why would I download anything?
I download everything because I have space for it.
I mean, yeah, but that takes. Why would I download stuff? The only thing I download is podcasts on Overcast because they won't autoplay if they're not downloaded.
Yeah, I know that does drive me crazy, but I hate to admit it, but I've been moving over to Spotify so that my podcasts will show up in my.
I am officially moved to Spotify as of today.
Yeah, my year in review will be on Spotify. But
yeah, so I've moved into Spotify, and I don't really know how it counts it. I think it might be December 15th or somewhere around there. December 15th is like the last day to release music.
Oh, really?
Or whatever, yeah. So like you don't release music from like anywhere near there through Christmas.
Yeah. So Haley Steinfeld just put out an album or a song or something today.
Today, yeah. A lot of stuff comes out today.
Yeah, because she had I've never listened to her music, but I really think she's an excellent actress. And I follow her on Instagram.
God, what is the song? She has a singular that I've listened to. She has a freaking banger of a song.
I don't doubt it. She's good at everything that she does. So I followed her on Instagram for a while. As soon as I saw Bumblebee, I followed her on Instagram, and she went on like a world tour and sold out like every single stage. And I was like, I did not know you even like did pop music beyond like are in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like shuffling through some pop music one day, and it auto played on like a Spotify, and I was like, Haley, the girl from Bumblebee?
Yeah.
And it was like a freaking, hang on, I gotta find out this album or this song. How do you spell Haley?
H-A-I-L-E-E.
Never mind, it's right there. Yeah.
I'm sure she shows up.
She does. She's dressed as Brendan Urie.
Is that what the album artwork looks like?
No, it's her Spotify picture.
Oh, because I was like, that's not what it looked like on Instagram. I believe on Instagram she wasn't wearing anything. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not from today.
No, I get that.
Yeah, this is the one. It's Rock Bottom featuring Dntz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, from the 2016 album Haze, H-A-I-Z.
Huh.
But no, if you search Haley Steinfeld on Spotify, she's dressed as Brendan Urie from the Iris Inside Tragedy video, minus the white or the red coat.
So it's a white shirt and a tie?
And a top hat and a cane.
Yeah.
Wrong Direction is the new song.
So it's just one song, it's not a whole album?
Yeah. People rarely, I mean, I know Beyonce did it, but that's Beyonce. People rarely just drop a whole album out of nowhere.
I mean, Beyonce did it.
Go on.
I don't even, did she do that? Did she drop a new album today?
Go on.
Beyonce, I guess it was Lemonade that was the first one she did it with. Maybe it was the one before that. I don't know. She just dropped an album like out of nowhere. She was the first person to do that. It's pretty common now if you're like a huge artist. But yeah, she like just dropped one of her albums with no pretense, no nothing, no announcement. No, it was just like, new album. Hi.
Do you think she did that on purpose? Or do you think like
Yeah,
us,
100%.
she was like, oh crap, I forgot to promote this thing. Okay, well, here you go.
No. That's not how any of that. I don't think Beyonce's out there scheduling her own social media posts.
She might be. That's what makes the Kardashians so interesting, is that they run their own social media.
I mean, that's fine, but like if there was a Beyonce, her record label would say something.
It would be like, hey, no, you can't just, not without.
Right. Like when Drive the Girl puts out new music, it's just me and Michael doing it. If one of us forgets something, it gets forgot.
Right.
But when you're Beyonce, there's teams.
Do you think the guy that do you think there's anybody that works at the studio while Beyonce's recording that's just like, man, I just don't care about Beyonce. Like, get this lady out of my freaking studio. Red Hot Chili Peppers is coming in later today. And that is what I went to college for. I went to Berklee College of Music for 6 freaking years so that I could mix sound for Red Hot Chili Peppers. And freaking Beyonce is stuck in my freaking studio.
That can't be the case.
You think if you're in the studio and Beyonce walks in, you're immediately like, I'm a Beyonce fan now. That's what I do. I stan Beyonce.
So the guy that we recorded our last record with,
Yeah.
the one we haven't put out yet, he worked, still works, but he worked at the studio for a while with John Feldman from Goldfinger.
Okay.
And he described what it was like the first time Travis Barker walked in the room.
It's electric.
To do California, to do drums for California, the Blink-182 album. And was just like, yeah, he just walks in the room and it's like, it's a different class of person.
This is a person better than the rest of us.
Right. This is a person that's better than the rest of us.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he walks in the room.
No,
he's
but I don't think there's anybody working on a Beyonce album that doesn't want to be there.
You don't think anybody's like, man, I'm not getting paid enough to record this stupid Beyonce crap.
No, those people are getting paid a lot of money.
Right, but I mean, I don't know. Of course, like Beyonce makes, I'm sure, I don't listen to a lot of Beyonce's music, but I'm sure it's technically brilliant and very well thought out.
And you know, realistically, I mean, like, Jay-Z was known for doing that stuff. It's probably a lot of him doing it.
This is probably true, yeah. It's probably, hey,
let's see.
Jay on the track. You crazy with this one? Your boy.
Jay-Z's buying his own vodka. He signs a check and money goes back into his own pocket. It's like, you're crazy with this one, Jay. Oh!
What is that from?
Aziz Ansari talking about being at the club with Jay-Z.
Oh. Oh man.
I'm looking for Lemonade. That's the album.
That's a Gucci
Splash.
Mane song, and that's all it will ever be to me.
Yellow every
bottles,
day.
yellow Lamborghini, yellow big booty.
Yellow big booty. Oh
Yellow.
man, I just went to the Wikipedia page for Lemonade.
For the Gucci Mane
Dang
song?
it. No, for the drink.
You ever played Adventure Capitalist on your phone?
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
100%.
What a terrible decision. This sucks you right in, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, those like idle clicker games.
Yes. I did download one the other day because it looked like I am on a hunt for a worthwhile ported D&D game that's like for your mobile. And I don't believe that it exists. But I saw a game and I was like, oh, that looks like it might be fun. And it wasn't. It was just a little clicker game.
So Lemonade, the album by Beyonce, had 24 different producers.
You don't think not one of them was like, all I want is for another freaking Red Hot Chili Peppers album. I cannot stand Beyonce.
What I'm saying is all of those people got freaking paid.
You think
there are names? One of the names on this list is Diplo. So, like, these people are here on purpose.
Because they want to be.
Yeah, it also appears that it took them 13 months to record.
That's a long time.
No, that's how pop music works, man. It's crazy. Because they talked about Lover by Taylor Swift. They were like, Lover by Taylor Swift was recorded on an extremely protracted 2-month basis.
What?
Yeah, they were like, this is an incredibly quick pop album. And I'm like, every time I've recorded, we do a song a day.
For a week. Try to bust out 2 if possible.
The American Trade Collective thing, we did however many songs that was in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Granted, not a whole lot of production value on those, but that was insane.
But the song Lover is just like Taylor Swift on a piano, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was the album Lover was her and Jack Antonoff from Bleachers locked in an album or in his house together for 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, it blows my mind about this stuff is I've been editing bagels, which is fun and dandy and good and all. My attention span, if I've spent too long on something, I'm like, oh, this is too edited and I don't want to deal with it anymore. It's just gonna be what it is.
Well, that's not music.
Well, I know that. It's just an audio medium. It's a conversation that I'm, removing silences out of basically. But anytime I do something like that, I'm always so fearful that I'm like overdoing it, or if I listen to something over and over again, or even when I was making videos, it was like, I just watch this over and over again, and I don't feel like there's much else I don't feel like the production that went into getting these shots is demanding of the time that I'm putting into them after the fact. Like, it's just not that good of a thing, and I'm just gonna have to settle for that.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And maybe that's my own brain kicking itself, but oh well.
So 8 people total worked on, not counting features, 8 people worked on Lover by Taylor Swift, and...
Was Diplo one of them?
Diplo was not one of them.
Well, what is Diplo?
Diplo's a EDM producer.
Is that a Ghostbusters 1984 original?
Oh yeah, that's how we got here.
Yeah. Let's get back to that.
By the way, I've never heard a single Diplo song, apparently.
Are you looking
I know the name Diplo. I know that Diplo was half of Jack U with Skrillex, and they did that Where Are You Now song with Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know who Diplo is, other than he's a producer. I know his name. I know Joe Kissaday used to be a big Diplo fan. And
Joe was
Diplo's,
a big EDM fan in general.
Yeah, in general, yeah. But he and Diplo is the guy that played the washboard in the Old Town Road music video.
Is that so?
The guy you thought was Brad Pitt, yeah, that's Diplo.
So he's a white dude.
Correct, yeah. Most EDM producers are white men.
Okay.
This is a thing that EDM Twitter currently hates. This is very far off from Ghostbusters.
I know, I was trying to get us
Ghostbusters.
back to it.
Yeah, I know, but you started talking about who Diplo was, and I had to look up and see if I'd ever heard a Diplo song. I haven't.
What is your favorite scene in this movie? I think I have an answer, but I'm curious of how you feel. Scene, act, movement, interaction. I don't know. Where do you land?
I mean, I love the whole thing with Mr. Stay Puft.
Do you really?
I do, yeah.
Oh, see, that's where it falls apart for me.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like the whole third act, I was like, I don't care about Zool, I don't care about Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, I don't care about it. Give me the quips, give me the conversation, give me they're broke. Like the first act and a half to me is golden cinema.
No, I would agree with that. I just like the actual, rising action and resolution of it.
It's so funny.
It really is. It's a classic movie, for sure.
It's funny in a way that a lot of the other classics like this aren't, though. I don't know. Does that make sense? I feel like watching this, you gotta think of, Back to the Future?
I mean, I guess, yeah. This isn't really a movie that has, like, particular parallels. Like, there wasn't really peers for this at this point.
Not at this point, no. But in the realm of, like, movies we've reviewed before 1995, how does this compare to Star Wars and Jaws and Back to the Future and things like that? Like, this sort of color
to me, this shares more
style.
headspace. Like, this occupies the same part of, obviously it's a lot, I wouldn't say it's more silly up until they do produce a giant marshmallow, but this sort of occupies the same part as Jaws.
Yeah, I would agree. Where it's like every line matters.
Right, like the three of them, yeah, absolutely. There's no line of dialogue in the movie wasted.
It's all either jokes or advancing the plot.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the same way Jaws is. I mean, this isn't a Steven Spielberg movie, so like there are faults.
What faults are there in this film?
Well, they do produce a giant marshmallow.
Yeah?
That unsells a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people think the ending's stupid.
Well, I don't not think the ending's stupid. The whole movie's stupid. That's what makes it so charming.
They don't think... I would be careful whom you say that to.
Why? You think people think this is like a serious piece of cinema?
I don't think a lot of people zoom out on things the way you and I do.
No, I definitely don't. Have you met the Star Wars fandom?
Yeah, exactly.
What terrible, terrible people.
No, so this is not like Back to the Future in a lot of ways. Like, it definitely shares some creative licenses, some creative space with Back to the Future, but it's
got an iconic car.
It just feels very different in ways that I don't know that I can pinpoint.
It is earlier. Like, it is like Back to the Future is definitely inspired by this. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, it was a year earlier.
Yeah, I thought it was 88. I thought it was 88 91 and 92.
Back to the Future 1 was 85.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at me not knowing something. You're right, 1985. I don't know why I doubted you. Man, I love those movies. You remember watching
So, like,
those?
I don't know how reactionary that was, you know.
You're right. I was thinking it was 4 years earlier, and that would have been like, there's been
definitely
many movies to come out since then.
Yeah, definitely.
What blows my mind is like 1984. I mean, definitely was a long time ago. It was 31 years now? No.
Yeah.
That's not right.
No,
36 years.
36 years, yeah.
36 years will age an already mid-30s, low 40s Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd a lot.
Yeah. Bill Murray's a full old man now.
Is Dan Aykroyd still alive?
I'm not sure. Yes, he is 67.
60. He was young in this.
He was young in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, he would have been like...
No, actually, he was 28.
28. I mean, that's my age. That's young. I'm a spring chicken.
I mean, yeah. But, like, by that point, he had already done Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. For like a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was a not ready for primetime player. When did he start on Saturday Night Live?
He's a real Colin Jost.
He was nominated for an Emmy for Saturday Night Live in 77. Well, like I said, the Blues Brothers was 1980, and that was a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah, it was Saturday Night Live like stretched into a movie. With Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher was in Empire Strikes Back that year.
I don't imagine she had to show up much for Blues Brothers.
No, correct. But, like, that was one of two movies, probably, that Carrie Fisher was in that year.
And then she wasn't in anything for a long, long time, I think. I really don't know Carrie's life.
She was in Return of the Jedi.
Well, yeah, no, I know that. But, like, what were her acting credits sort of in the interim? Oh,
I don't know.
She was pretty active throughout the whole thing. More than I
forgot they
thought.
made a Blues Brothers sequel.
She in it?
Doesn't look like it.
You know, she's in Harry Met Sally. She was neither Harry nor Sally.
I didn't figure she was. Yeah, they made Blues Brothers 2000.
Blues Brothers 2000?
Yeah.
Was it good?
In 1998. I don't know. It cost $31 million and made $14 million. So that's not usually a great sign. Hang on, I'm going to Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm on my way.
Let's see. 46%.
That was better than I would have thought. Who took over?
Same.
John Goodman, I guess.
Yeah, John Goodman took over for John Belushi.
That's not really the same.
Well, John Belushi was dead.
Well, I know that, but...
No, I mean, it's not the same, but there's not a whole lot they can do. He's dead. They couldn't just, like, Carrie Fisher him into it.
These are the top 2 negative results for critics for Blues Brothers 2000. You're going to like these. First one, now a sequel has arrived, Blues Brothers 2000s, offering more of the same and less. And the second review is, the sequels offers more of the same, only less.
That has to be a reference.
It's gotta be. Gotta be.
Anyway, movies that Dan Aykroyd was in, but it did get a sequel, but is not the Blues Brothers. Ghostbusters. Have you seen Ghostbusters 2?
So we talked about it earlier. I think, truthfully, I hadn't seen Ghostbusters or its sequel since I was maybe 7 years old. Because I was certain that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man thing was the second one.
So this is probably the first time in a long time that I've watched one of them, like, separately.
Like, didn't just watch them back to back?
Well, because it's always like, every time I've seen them in the last 15 years, it has been Ghostbusters is on AMC, followed by Ghostbusters 2 on AMC.
Right.
So, like, I have no idea. I came in and out of the room. I have no idea which one is which.
Right.
Like, I know vaguely, like, I know the second one has that portrait of that creepy dude, Vlad the Impala or whatever.
I know the second one has the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and Slimer.
And I get it mixed up with, like, X-Men 2.
Yeah. And, you know, there's some quips that I get mixed up for which one is which. I don't know. I like both of them. I don't know that if I sit down and watch Ghostbusters 2 in 2 weeks, if I'm going to be like, oh man, this is as good. But they are indistinguishable in my brain.
I think they're probably not indistinguishable.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, one of them's got a 97% critic rating and one of them's got
like a 46.
Like a 54, yeah.
This is not good. Something happened from 1 to 2.
Something didn't go well.
Right. They missed the quips or they overdid the quips. Something happened. But
it's almost certainly overdoing it.
Yeah.
That's what kills almost all sequels. Like, especially comedy sequels.
He's getting it right the next time. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. No. It's like and that's the thing is so many good comedies set the bar so high on the first one. Like, how do you follow National Lampoon's Vacation? You have to make it grosser and weirder and, everything.
Yeah. And you know what? All of those movies are so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. because it just gets bad.
It does. They get weird. I get so uncomfortable watching them. I don't know how to describe the feeling that I get, but I know that I don't like it.
It's that secondhand embarrassment.
Oh, I've never liked that. That's what drives me crazy about The Office.
Yeah. Can't watch that Scott's Tots episode. Won't do it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Nobody wants to feel awkward in their own home watching a TV show. So so if you haven't seen Ghostbusters like properly since you were young, how did this hit you? Like, I don't know what we talked about in the first 15 minutes, but it can't have been that much.
It hit me really, really well. I really genuinely loved it. I was watching. I had a smile on my face the whole time. This is what we did for New Year's Eve. We're recording this in advance because I'll be in Disney World making lightsabers right now.
Yeah, it is 10 o'clock on New Year's Day when we're recording this. Let me just make that clear.
Yeah. So if news comes out between now and when this episode comes out that one of these cast members was a bad person, know that.
Yeah, if Bill Murray gets canceled in the next 10 days,
just know that like
I mean, if that happens, I'm just not going to post the episode.
Right.
Like
Dan Aykroyd, I always thought he was a criminal, you know?
Yeah. Well, Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are in the new one.
I think everybody who's alive is going to be in the new one. Even Rick Moranis.
That's what I've heard. Because Rick Moranis, I believe that his wife died very suddenly.
And so he raised his children.
And he raised his children, yeah, and retired from acting to raise his children. And I think he had always maintained that he would come back once they were grown, which they are now, and if given the right script. So possibly, reprising Louis Tully is going to be the thing that gets Rick Moranis back on the silver screen.
What's crazy is he actually, I don't know when he was supposed to have hung up his hat. Dude, this dude is not in good movies. If I was Rick Moranis, I would have been like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do this anymore.
No, but he's in movies people love, man.
Not since 1992.
That's when he stopped acting.
No, he was in Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Splitting Hairs, The Flintstones, Little Giants, Big Bully, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, Brother Bear, and Brother Bear 2. All of which are rotten. Best scores 50% for Brother Bear 2.
Yeah, but he was in Ghostbusters. He was in Little Shop of Horrors. He was in Spaceballs. He was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I know. These are all great. I can't believe Spaceballs is negative. Yeah.
I can.
Oh, I love Spaceballs.
I do too. I love all those Mel Brooks movies.
I've not seen Blazing Saddles, but I also haven't seen like any westerns, so I don't feel like I'm gonna get much out of it.
You would still find Blazing Saddles funny.
Is that the one with the Randolph Scott? Is that what that's from?
Yeah, there's lots of other jokes too.
No, that's it. It was Elliot
George. Yeah, no, there really are.
And
that one's a masterpiece, man. Because like they truthfully just make fun of everybody, pretty much except black people. Because like it's the black sheriff comes to this racist town,
right,
and it's just the coolest guy that he's impossible not to love. No, there's Blazing Saddles, there's freaking Spaceballs, there's Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, I haven't seen that one either.
Phenomenal movie.
I'm sure it is. I don't doubt it.
It's they're like Spaceballs, but different genres. It's the same exact thing. It's like they're complete Weird Al Yankovic movies.
Yeah. They're what's the one that came out recently? Well, that was the Scary Movie thing was supposed to imitate that. Was supposed to be
Scary Movie. They're like a scalpel to Scary Movie's machete.
Yes. Also the Scary Movie films, and there was like a whole series of them that put out there for a while that was like Epic Movie and
oh god, I remember seeing Epic Movie in theaters.
I did too. Oh my gosh,
so bad.
What a time we had.
Yeah, no.
Rick Moranis was Wolverine.
Rick Moranis plays Darth Vader in
Dark Helmet.
Yeah, I mean, he's Dark Helmet, yeah.
I love Rick Moranis, don't get me wrong, but from 1992 to 2006, he wasn't in a certified fresh film.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not surprised. Let's see. Oh, Young Frankenstein. That's a classic one.
You know how I always get Mel Brooks mixed up with?
Who?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, no. Not quite. I mean, not the same guy.
You gotta give me credit. It's the same first name.
I agree.
You agree? What do you mean you agree? It's the same first name.
I'm saying I agree. No, man, he had some good ones. Silent Movie, Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Those are classic. You should watch those movies.
If you look at his filmography, he makes a lot of fresh films. A lot of not so. Dracula Dead and Loving It has an 11%.
Yeah, it was terrible, but it was hilarious.
Okay, if you say so.
And Spaceballs is rotten.
Yeah, but Spaceballs is excellent.
Young Frankenstein was a classic, wonderful movie. Gene Wilder, sorely missed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you never told me what your favorite scene was.
Go on.
Favorite scene, I had this earlier and now it's gone. I love all the scenes with the secretary where she like where she's producing music for Beyonce. She just works there and she absolutely hates it.
Nah, because when they get a customer, she's stoked.
When they get that first customer, she's stoked.
When they get the first call, she's like, "We got one!" Hits the alarm. She's jazzed. Are you kidding me?
But then as it goes on, she's like, God, I got paid more for doing... I've quit jobs that pay less than this, or pay more than this.
I mean, yeah, but that's the whole thing about money, is like everybody's just like...
I love her character. I love every time she's on
What's Ernie
scene.
Hudson's name? The black guy. What's his name?
Ernie Hudson.
No, in the movie.
Oh, in the movie.
What's his character?
Ghostbusters. Nope, this is the 2016. It's been a while since that came out.
It's been 4 years.
That's a long time.
It's 2020, man. It's so I have not got. I mean, obviously it's New Year's Day, but I have not gotten used to
His
it
name's
yet.
Winston Zedmore.
That's it. Yeah, when he's just like, the thing gets blown up. He's like, I just work for them, guys. I'm not part of the team. It's a job to everybody,
right? Yeah.
He walks in and it's just like the secretary's like, he's here about the job, and Bill Murray goes, great, you're hired. We need somebody. He is just a person, It's just a job to them, and they're Ghostbusters. It's what they do.
Yeah, they wake up, they Ghostbust, they leave. I'll tell you, there was one scene I thought that was just like absolutely weird as can be, and it's the Harold Ramis dream sequence where he's like sleeping with a ghost.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that was completely unnecessary.
Why is this here?
And the ghost takes his pants off.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
I was sitting next to my mom. Anyway, that's what I was telling you. It's New Year's Eve. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock, and then I was woken up to feed a baby. But I watched Ghostbusters, and then I went to bed. It was great. It was the best New Year's Eve ever. I woke up not hungover.
Yeah, that's always a great thing.
It's starting the year off right. Giving myself a victory.
I just skipped St. Patrick's Day for the most part this year, because my birthday is the day after St. Patrick's Day. And this year I was like, I am 26. I am not going to be hungover on my birthday this year. And like, I went out during the day. I went to like the Shamrock Festival downtown, but then I got up the next day and I was like, I feel great.
My birthday doesn't suck.
Yeah, this does not suck.
Well, I'm glad that your birthday didn't suck this year. My New Year's Day didn't suck. So that's something. Also,
that is good.
You know what I've noticed about New Year's Day? Despite that, like, obviously there's a certain level of like, being an adult and doing adult activities on New Year's Eve, but I genuinely have such a hard time remembering what I've done for New Year's Eve in years past. It's like, it's always such an unmemorable event, even though
once we did the drinking champagne and hanging out on the bridge over the river in London on New Year's when we were 18.
Yeah, it's not
like nothing has mattered since then.
Right.
That's a holiday that's my holiday memory for this one. I'll never beat that.
Not even worth trying.
We ate dinner at that crazy Pimlico Beer Garden restaurant where everybody spoke Portuguese and they only had American Thanksgiving.
It was a good night.
It was a great night. I'll never forget that night.
Do you know what I remember about that night that was so great? Is the waiter comes around and he was like, do you want the champagne? And we were like, yeah, let's do it. And he was like, it's 2,000 pounds. And we were like, whoa, no.
And then we got cheaper champagne.
Yeah, then we got cheaper champagne.
We got like Dom Perignon.
Yeah.
Like a bottle of Dom for the table.
And there was like 12 of us. And at that time, I did not know that one bottle did not feed 12 people.
But it did for, everybody to have a little bit of champagne for the new year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, London. Take me back,
To being 18 on New Year's in London. Yeah.
I was 19, but yeah.
I was 18. I would like to redo that one.
I think what blew my mind about London was that everything was closed. Why was everything closed?
Well, we just didn't do it right.
We definitely didn't do it right.
We just need to do some research. The thing is now is just you'd have a phone that worked and could figure things out.
Yeah, you would be
and you didn't have to Google directions to the Tesco Express on the computer in your hotel room.
Right. You just walk outside for the most part and then you'd go.
Right, yeah, and you would just find the directions on your phone. And you could also find places that were open on your phone. You didn't have to wander around aimlessly down the street going, is there a place that is open and is not an Indian restaurant?
Because at the time, I don't think I would have known that.
I don't think any of us realized how delicious Indian food was back then.
Yeah, especially in England. I'm sure it would have been excellent.
Yeah, the place where they have the Indian food.
Right, all the good Indian food. That would have been awesome.
They sell more curry, not curry powder or whatever, but more air quote curry, like the dish in England than they do in India every year.
No way.
Dead serious.
Like per square foot or what?
No, total, gross numbers.
No way.
Dead serious. I did a research paper on this.
Go on.
My ability so far to remember which button is which is astounding.
You've really impressed me. Because they're not labeled.
They're not labeled at all. We got to get you one of these. This thing's amazing.
How much do they cost?
They're not cheap.
How much do they cost?
It's like $600.
Okay, we can swing it. Not right now.
Really? The only reason I want it, I'll tell you why. And this is just total tech stuff that the audience doesn't need to hear. But it has a built-in noise gate.
What is a noise gate?
It just, if you're not talking, it doesn't record.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice feature.
Go on.
That is a nice feature that you got there. I feel like if I had something like that, then I wouldn't need to worry so much about ambient noise.
Correct. That's what it's for.
Although I will tell you, because Emily is sick and Olivia needed to be in the room with me earlier, there is definitely some baby noises in the background of some bagels, like post-processing.
Whatever.
Right? I mean, it adds to the charm.
Yeah, sure. No, but one of these would be great for you to do bagels on.
Yes, it would, because it has many microphone slots.
Correct.
Although this setup would also be great for...
You could interview another couple.
We could. We would need more microphones, though.
Correct.
That's the real... I can currently interview Emily. I just only have one microphone.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Is it going to be another one of these? These are nice.
No.
I have a dream that we have a closet.
These are $400.
I know. I have a dream that we have a closet one day that's just full of microphones.
That is also things I dream about.
Like microphones and gear and laptops and just anything you could ever want.
Yep.
Like, oh, you go in a car, an older vehicle, and you need an aux cable? Lucky you, I got one.
Got one of those?
Got one right here. I've got like 12 of them.
I'm going to use this to produce Unnamed D&D podcast.
I'm so excited. You're going to change one of those to... It's a natural 20.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm going to use those much for...
Oh my god, it's a natural 20.
Maybe some like alarm bells, like some winning bells.
Yeah, you'll have dice noise, like dice roll noise, and then...
How much did we record earlier?
15 minutes.
Okay, so we're getting close to wrap time.
Okay. So
we're at 110 on this block.
Okay, so that would put us at 125, so we need...
125, yeah.
We need 5 more minutes of content, followed by 15 minutes of wrap. So Ghostbusters, truthfully, the reason I wanted to review Ghostbusters in the first place...
Yeah, tell me about this.
It honestly came to me in a fever dream where I said, we need to... this is a little creative process background for you, is I felt a little burnt out, especially doing new movies, because I felt like there was like a pressure to do them justice because we were telling people how to spend their money. Like whether...
Yeah, we did do 3 new movies in a row,
I think it was 4.
New for
was
us.
It 4?
Was it 4?
There was Jumanji, it was Klaus, which wasn't... The holiday was mixed in there, but there was Klaus, Jumanji, Star
So we did
Wars.
Frozen 2, Klaus, The Holiday,
Jumanji,
Rise of
Star
Skywalker,
Wars.
Jumanji, and Little Women.
And Little Women. So it was a lot of like, I really need to think about it. I need to do this film justice to like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was taxing more my film critic part of my brain and not enough my like, I just want to have a conversation with my friend part of my brain.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah, it's been a minute. And it's just we've been doing so much like behind the scenes work.
Right. So to be able to put on a movie like Ghostbusters, which is just the freaking best.
An hour and 45 minutes of goofiness.
Of goofy, of giggles, of everyone's already seen it. There's no spoiling it. There's no, well, yeah, hopefully, or even if they haven't. Hopefully
we're introducing a bunch of people to Ghostbusters with this episode.
Well, if you have, it's a 1 on the binary scale. You absolutely have to see it.
Yeah, we didn't do a binary review. Yeah, it is a 1.
I would even
Hundo
recommend...
P, a 1.
I know I just said I don't want to tell you to spend your money, but I would even recommend spending the $8 to own it. It would be a great airplane film.
You're gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch
once.
it.
It's freaking Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
You can buy 3 different, so that like typography print that I got of Robin Williams from Good Will Hunting. You can get 3 Ghostbusters ones, one for Ray, one for Peter, and one for Egon
for the same price.
Well, yeah, each.
Oh, okay. I was like,
no, but it's the only movie that has 3 of them. Like every movie usually gets 1 or 2. Like there's 2 Ferris Bueller ones. There's a Ferris and a Cameron.
Who do you identify with, Ferris or Cameron?
That's a big question.
It is. I think it's day by day.
Yeah, it depends on which point in my life I'm in. I'm definitely a Ferris right now, but I've been a Cameron.
I've definitely been a Cameron.
When Cameron was in Egypt land, let my Cameron go. I could watch that movie all day. I mean, I did watch that movie literally last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
You finished?
It was just on TV.
Oh, I thought you were like, we finished Ghostbusters. Let's watch another 80s movie.
Nope. As we finished Ghostbusters and I turned the TV on and the football game I was watching was before I started Ghostbusters was over. And I was like, well, I'm not going to put on an hour and a half of New Year's Eve coverage.
No, yeah. I remember when we were growing up, we went to Devin's house one time for NYE, New Year's Eve. That's what that stands for. And
isn't that where that great pic, that like double exposure of us taken by
Santi?
Santi got taken?
I don't know.
That was at Devin's house. I think it was New Year's Eve.
I do know that this might have been years before that because we were young, like younger than that. And I remember, maybe I'm superimposing Devin's house because now I'm picturing Chris's house, but I remember being like, let's turn the TV on so we can watch the coverage of the ball dropping. And that was at like a good 7 p.m.
I've never, to this day, I have watched I've only ever started at like 11:45 when I'm like actively watching it. Now I've been in plenty of rooms where it's been on.
Since 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember...
But like 11:45.
I remember I was going to turn it on and like it being too early. Like the coverage wasn't on yet because it was too early.
I remember listening to Idina Menzel sing Bad at Ben's house back when he and Jay still lived together.
Oh, you know what? Was that the time Emily came? We went to Mikado's?
We went to McAdoo's, yeah, and then came home and got wasty.
I was wasty at McAdoo's.
I was too. I threw up in Ben's toilet the next morning, and I got out of throwing up, and Ben was like, "You all right?" Like standing in front of me outside the door, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And he goes, "Cool, I gotta go throw up." And I'm like, "Cool."
Yeah, good time.
I still have all of those freaking Moscow Mule mugs.
Well, that's cool. I'll tell you what, before we talk more about New Year's, let's wrap the show, and then we'll talk about New Year's resolutions and the new decade and
the hash
browns. Because that is what ye Discordians have
all right,
requested.
Well, villain ranking. We don't do those anymore. But Zool, sucks. Zool was very easily beaten.
Yeah, Zool is what? They cross some beams?
For a god? Bad.
Yeah, I think if this movie was made today, people would be very frustrated at how like little they explain how they do everything.
Yeah, they just trap the ghost, and he's like, "Well, we've never tried this before," and then he zaps a random maid.
It works.
He's like, "Well, that's a conclusive test," and then they zap the ghost because before that, their plan was get her, Ray.
Usual stuff's not working.
Yeah. So villain ranking, Zool's bad. Let's see. Where's this go on the big board? Let me get the big board pulled up.
It's not very pretty.
Why has it got a bunch of spaces?
Things happen, Ethan.
Okay. So we got 1, Star Wars, space. 1, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. You didn't rank, Little Women.
Oh, that's where the blanket, there's a space there for that.
Between Klaus and Frozen 2?
Is that where it is?
I believe so.
All right. I believe I said put it wherever you want because I know I'm also very scared that my review was not positive enough. But I really did like Little Women, and it was honest.
Yeah. You definitely said you didn't cry, which I'm still calling BS on.
I didn't. It's true.
That's so surprising. You cry at Subaru commercials, but not good movies.
I cried at good movies.
Wow.
I welled up. I just didn't, I don't know. I definitely didn't think the sister's death was worth crying over. Did you know opposite sides of a D20 form the number 21?
I mean, that makes sense. I don't know where else you'd put the 1. Like, that tracks to me.
Yeah. You should put 1 opposite 20.
Okay, so where does this go on the big board?
I really liked it. I honestly, I mean, this would be in like a top 3 sort of conversation for me, truthfully. I also really like the movies we have up here. Star Wars, Jumanji, and Klaus. I liked it better than Little Women. I know that because it was just easier to watch. I mean, this is such a wild comparison, right?
Yeah,
Comedy
I mean, I don't think that makes it. I don't think
to...
I liked it better because of that.
No, I know. It's a wild comparison though because it's like based on what criteria would this be better than Little Women? And like I have answers. It's like I'd rather watch it. I like the characters better and it makes me laugh more. But in terms of like cinematography and stuff, there's plenty of moments in this movie where I was like, that's a terrible shot.
Well, it was the 80s.
Right.
They didn't have cinematography back then.
It's just bad shots.
Everything that they did in the first 3/4 of the century for cinematography was forgotten in the 80s and then reminded to us by James Cameron.
With Titanic?
Yeah.
Good film.
Great cinematography. Beautiful. Terrible story.
I guess I just don't know what makes it a bad story.
It's just not good. It's just nothing. It's about nothing.
It's
about 2 people I don't care about.
I care about them. It's an Irish party in 3rd class.
Okay, that's cool. I was not. I mean, did a whole episode on this.
I know. Heart you, Julia. Where are you putting this? If you think Little Women is better, that's totally fine with me. I'm not being pushy with the board right now. I feel like
I do think it's better in a lot of ways, and I don't think it's better in a lot of ways. But I don't like you and Jordan made a big push for like, well, it's so important to just watch movies that are just entertaining and don't challenge you. And like, I get that, but I also think you don't watch enough movies that challenge you anymore.
That I watched, prior to Olivia's birth, I watched a lot of movies that challenged me. And then since then I have not. because movies have been more escapism than like learned media. I don't know that that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, it's just the state of where I'm at in life.
I think a lot of people could use a more healthy mix in both directions.
Yes.
Like, we have a lot of people listen to the show that I think could stand to watch a movie that challenges them every now and then. I think we have a lot of people that listen to the show that could stand to watch a movie that's just fun every now and then.
Yeah. So I tell you what, your homework assignment, if you didn't already, is to watch Little Women and Ghostbusters this week.
That's what I'm saying. That's like I think that's a good thing. You watch one that is like, wow, that's a movie. You watch one, they're like, yeah, that's a movie.
I liked this. We can spin that on it. You can watch Bumblebee and Thoroughbreds. Who watch?
Is that two Haley Steinfeld movies?
No, it's Haley Steinfeld and who's the other girl? Oh my gosh, what is her name? No, I don't think Haley Steinfeld has like a art film. She's in True Grit.
I just know there's a bunch of girls in Thoroughbreds.
It's the girl from
I haven't seen it.
I know, it's the girl from Ready Player One. Artemis.
Oh, Olivia Cook.
Yes.
I didn't just know that. Like, I pulled up Thoroughbreds. I don't remember the Ready Player One movie at all. That movie happened to someone else.
I intentionally forgot that movie.
100%. Yeah. I hate like Mary Clay. I'm gonna straight up call her out. Pissed me off in Discord yesterday because she was like, there was no Last Airbender movie, and I'm like, there just was. You can't be like that.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick with.
But like there was no Ready Player One movie.
I have a bone to pick with the Last Airbender movie. It's like, okay, listen, okay, it's not good. It's definitely not good.
That's what you got. But sucks.
I don't know why we talk about it so much.
I don't know why anybody talks about any Last Airbender thing so much at all. It was an okay TV show from a long time ago. But let it go.
Let it go.
Like, you can watch it, whatever, that's fine, but stop implying that everybody in the world needs to watch it like it's some monumental piece of media.
Your mom's a monumental piece of media. Zing got him.
Fortnite.
I knew it was in there. I was waiting for it.
That is the Mike Schubert Fortnite.
Oh, I love it.
The only sound I haven't used so far is the...
From WBNE.
What is that last sound? Is that the TED Talk sound?
No, it is reverse glass breaking.
I think that's the TED Talk sound too.
I mean, it depends on which TED intro you're talking about for starters, but it potentially could be part of the TED Talk sound. It is now the WB&E sound.
I do like WB&E. I'm a big fan of that.
I literally went on Epidemic Sound and just started typing random stuff in. And like it's like 35 sounds.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
There's like a bass drop and like a reverse bass drop, and there was some random like plucks and keyboards and wind chimes.
It is
glass breaking.
It is the duty of ye listener to identify all 35 sounds in the Casey Winters. You're listening to.
And while you're at it, just go ahead and email me what all the 23 Dr. Pepper flavors are. Thank you. Anyway, breakfast food for Ghostbusters.
It's like a uncooked egg, slimy.
Like an egg that popped itself out of its shell and cooked itself on the counter.
Yes, it's exactly that. Only it didn't cook itself. It's just slime.
It's what you eat for breakfast when your fridge is Zool.
It's full of junk food.
Cool. All right. Well,
thank you so much for listening to this episode of Bacon and Eggs. You should listen to other shows on the WB&E network, like Hello from Elsewhere, or That's What I'm Talking About, or my other show, Bagels, of which there are now episodes. What? There's a preview for our show right here.
Go on.
And while you're at it, go ahead and check out www.patreon.com/bacon and eggs. There's so many great rewards over there. I know I recorded that like 1,000 hours ago, but if you haven't checked it out, seriously do. And if you're like, wow, guys, these are great, but I don't feel like I'm getting value. If instead you could do this, then like shoot us an email at wbne.org@gmail.com.
Is that the email that we're using now?
Oh, yeah.
Not baconandeggsmedia@gmail.com?
You can email either one. I'm okay with it.
All right. wbne.org@gmail.com. The greatest email address ever made.
You're welcome, by the way.
All right. Graphics by Vaishon Brandon at GraphiteVMB on graphite.vmb on Instagram. Hit him up, get some commissions, get some graphics for yourself. You're saying, like, what? I don't have a podcast. I don't think you need graphics.
Yeah, sell some stickers to your classmates.
Get him to make you a business card. You'll sell more stuff.
You will. Yeah.
That is not a guarantee by any means whatsoever. Please don't sue me if you don't sell more stuff.
Well, it's just you just don't want it bad enough if your graphite business those cards don't work.
And then our music is by Andrew Scott Bell of AndrewScottBellMusic.com or Andrew Scott Bell on Twitter and Instagram. Bacon and Eggs is a proud member of the WB&E Podcast Network. You can go to WB&E.org to find all kinds of podcasts. We really, I didn't think we needed a tagline until right now.
Positivity through creation.
Okay.
I tell you what, dear listener, you
got a week and a half to figure out if that's gonna stick.
I'll tell you what, dear listener, if you got an idea for a tagline for WBNE.org, send it to WBNE.org at gmail.com.
This episode is premiering in
9 days? 8 days?
Yeah, 9 days. We will almost certainly have picked something by then.
Almost certainly. Following Dream.
Almost certainly. All right. Anyway, I've been Ethan Etchell. He's been Tyler Carlin. And until next time, arrivederci.
Are you the keymaster of the gatekeeper?